So I've got a massive couple of days ahead. We're going to build the last, kind of the last bed for now, because I think I need a new one. It's going to be the native bed for the corner of the backyard and for all the climbers. I've also got 6 cube or 8 cubic yards of soil showing up today. So I need to get this bed built and lined and the other beds lined, so then I can spend the rest of the day moving all the soil. Alright, so that's cleared the area out at least. Now I need to go through, much like I did with this fence, the string line and mark out where my posts are going to be and the depth of where on the areas I need to dig out to level it all out. It's not working. Whose genius idea was it to dump all this here? You right? What was that? All that rain lately. Alright, just get enough out of the way. Let's mark this out. So we want to go. We will be going 800, I think. 800 looks good. 8. We measure 8 over here. Where do we measure? I think we did it about here. Oh, that's not going to work. You start at 8 here. Right there. Whack a peg in there. That'll give me my line and measure out the rest of the post holes. Rigby, a little baby sledgehammer that Rigby has chewed. Gotta love that dog. Phew. Smell its rotting leaves. Right there. String line. Back really slow. Come on. No. I need new tape measure. No. God damn it. Yes. Oh no, don't do that. Why? Who's there, Rigby? Who's that? So I realised the mistake I was about to do. We're going to have the garden edge go the same height as the bottom rail of that fence, which means we'll do a level from the top of that rail and set the string line at that level height. Yeah?
Yeah.
I've brought enough wood to do like 3, which is 150 each, we can make it 450. So if we do 450, means we'd have to dig in the ground a bit.
Okay.
Because I think it's sort of in between 450 and sort of, it's like sitting around 370.
Okay. Well, if we dig too far down, as long as we're the right height, we can just fill in at the bottom, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of digging.
Yeah.
It's about 150 mils scalped all the way across it, if not more, when it starts to go up here and up here. It's a lot of dirt. It's a lot of digging.
Yeah.
You ready for it?
Right. But we've got no choice.
So then we'll set that string line level all the way along. And that'll give us our height of the side of the fence, garden bed, and then we'll dig it out. Once that's done though, me putting it together will only take me a few hours. I'll smash it up pretty quick.
Okay.
And then it's the tedious job of filling it. Okay, so we stopped, had lunch. The dirt showed up, or soil, garden mix for gardens. When you see it in front of you, the 6 cubic meters or 8 cubic yards, it's going to take forever to wheelbarrow around here. Anyway, had to do a top change. I got absolutely drenched trying to dig out the footings for where I'm going to put the garden bed. I've realised I didn't really sort of describe what I'm going to do. So starting at this post here comes out to a post in the corner. And along where I've dug out that footing. And then in front of each post here will be another post. And then from that post there be the next one. Halfway through there will be another one. And so on. I'm not going to dig each post very low because not so much that one, but these ones here, here and there, I'll put in a tie rod between each one to brace it properly so that the weight of the dirt's not going to bow out the garden bed itself. That way it mitigates me having to dig so many holes and set so many posts, which is going to take that much longer, and it will prove to make it actually a lot more stronger than just digging in the post. That would eventually slowly start to bow out over time anyway. Having those rods in there will really strengthen it up. But we did find, while we were digging, there's a starting of a concrete footing there, and then there's one all the way through here. So at some point, I did rip out some retaining boards around the back there, and at some point during this property's lifetime, there was a big corner garden here, and potentially a garden that's run all the way along there. I was saying to Kai, how weird is it that it's kind of made a cycle that so many years down the track, I don't know how many years down the track, I'm rebuilding that exact same garden again. So the next part of the process, we're going to go through, dig the hole for that post there, this one here, that one there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to dig. I'm going to set the post on the outside of the actual garden bed itself, not on the inside. I don't know why, I just wanted to look like that. I thought it would look quite cool having the post on the outside. And then for this corner post here, because obviously when you have the post on the inside of a square garden bed, that the post itself acts as the 2 joining points for your wood. But being on the outside, how are you going to do that with your 2 panels where they meet up? So I'm thinking I'm going to recess a square channel down the corner of the post where they can meet in, sort of making that post itself look like an L, a right angle. And then much like with that one there where it's on an angle too, and potentially the one in the corner over there, Mr. Rigby. And then from there, we'll screw our panels to the fence posts and then along the back side of these posts, and it should be done pretty quick. Oh, does it feel good? Does it feel good? For the panels I'm not using retaining wood or anything like that, I've chose to use fence palings, 25mm thick fence palings. They're treated just the same as retaining boards, but with how close each one of these posts are and the size of the garden bed, they're going to work really well, and they're far cheaper. But again, because of the treatment in this wood, I'm going to be lining all of this and these, like I said in the previous video, with a polythene sheet, because there's the potential for the treatment of this wood to leach into the soil. You end up with the arsenic, your copper, and your chromate into your soil. It's the last thing you want to be eating in your vegetables. You're a smoochy dog today, aren't you, bud? Now, I was just thinking, because I've trenched it, because I'm going to go a little bit deep into the actual ground itself with my garden bed edging and the post itself, I don't think I need to actually dig them into the ground as such, because I will be using that bracing. And then with them being already sort of in the ground anyway, it's all going to hold very quite still. It'll make things a lot faster for me. I'll just dig it down as deep as this trench, a little square like that for the post to sit in. And then it should work, I think. What do you reckon? Is it going to work? Have you been eating poop? Your breath smells. No, that was terrible math. It should have been 1.555. 1.555. So about here. And about here. And then it's bang on. Oh no, that's not where it's going to. Ugh. Stop measuring to that big. Hey Len, do you want to help Dad? Okay, bye. He just looked at me and ran away. Down this concrete. Oh, there we go. Oh, not that way. There's concrete underneath it, but
Is it like sawdust in amongst the dirt or paint or something?
hey?
What's all this flaky stuff? It's wood, is it?
I don't know.
It's like sawdust.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like this stuff?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Is it falling in the hole? Is it falling in the hole? It's falling in the hole.
I used the chainsaw this morning. There's sawdust everywhere.
Why did you say I don't know?
This wasn't messing with you. Just
Too easy.
too easy. Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want what you were?
What's the sawdust in this dirt?
You're a
there's
diddle.
sawdust everywhere.
You're not very nice to me sometimes. I'm glad there's concrete there to make it hard for you. You deserve it.
I love you.
Mm.
Mm.
Can we move these beds?
So if we come, why you hop? I'm about to move that one. About, back. Good boy. No.
Oh, he's a show dog.
Every time I go to lift it, he hops over it. Hop out. Oh, up.
Where are we going?
This way, I think. Oh, oh man, I'm feeling so broken lately. So 100 by 75 posts in the center ones here, these two here, and there'll be two there. Those are the other two that I cut. And then for that corner piece, and that corner piece, I'll use 100 by 100 posts. This sort of mixes it up, and I thought it would look cool. I only dig these 150 down, not even that. Looks like I've already sort of dug it deep enough. That one to there. So I'm going to do this. I said yes, I'm going to do this post a little bit different. I'm going to sit it in and then do a recess in the corner of it so that the two panels can meet on the inside of the post. So if I do these panels here first, that will give me a good guideline. Guideline of where it needs to go. It is killing you, isn't it? Hey, you just want the pats, man. Where's that saw? So now I'm going to set the skill saw to 40, line up that side, line down this side, and rip through there, creating a recess that 2 points will meet, and I can screw into. Well, it can be, no, hang on. I've got to account for the thickness of the actual fence balance, so that's 25. Holy moly, I actually have to take quite a bit away. I did 50. See, if I did 50, it wouldn't be enough. The fence palings would split unless I pre-drill them. I could pre-drill them. Maybe we'll do that. 50 mil. Pre-drill the fence palings before I screw them so they don't split, because there's not going to be that much meat once I do it. Because you have to account for the thickness of the two fence palings once they're in there. So that adds 25 to it. So if we do 50, I still feel like 25 isn't enough. Yeah, it should be. And just like that. I've accounted for the thickness of the fence palings, and then I'll be able to screw on. And that sits like that. Next part of the process, I shot into Bunnings this morning. I grabbed some of these hooks, I grabbed some thread rod, some hook eyes, and these little T-nuts for the thread insert. Plan is, drill a hole into the center of here, that inserts into there with little teeth, hooks it into place, rod screws into that, cut the rod to length, put the hook eye on the end, that will go there, and then another little T-nut in there, and that screws into there. That holds it into place. We can adjust it, but we'll adjust it so it's 800 mil from this point here to this point here. No, it's the back side. And perfect. Because if we don't, we'll fill this with dirt. Over time, this will slowly push out, and we end up with all the bowing, and you just turn the crap on you big time. So this will hold it in place really well. None of that went to plan. The idea was there. It just didn't quite work out. Those little T-nuts that I used didn't have the gripping power to just sit in the palings, the fence palings. So as soon as I sort of gave it a bit of a heave, it just pulled it out. So I pulled the palings off, put the T-nut in behind them, and then threaded it through. So now the palings are holding that in place, and it's actually worked really well. So now when I fill it out, like it's a bit flimsy now, when I fill it up, we'll push it against it, go tight, be bang on 800. So it's the next day. I'm up. This is about where we left off from the last clip. Basically, all my batteries for my camera died on me, and my memory card filled up. I really got to sort that out. So I took my camera inside, started filing transfers, put batteries on charge, had some lunch, came out here just to get stuck in a little bit, and I thought I'll go back and grab the camera and then continue filming everything. But from about this point to that fence there, everything just took way longer than it should have, and I just got so focused on trying to get it done because it's taking me way longer than it should have. It took me like 4 hours to do all of 4 meters of this stuff. Don't know why, but this is where we're at. So we got our braces done. I ended up losing some of those T-bolts, the threaded T-bolts, the inserts, so I used just some hex nuts. Drilled a slightly bigger hole on the posts and hammered those in, put the palings back on to hold them in place, and then screwed in my threaded rods. That worked really well. So those are in. Those are now going to hold this in place, so when it's full of dirt, it's not going to bow out on me and fall apart. I'm putting this post here and that post here using 1200mm T-posts on each side because you had the concrete footing that was down there. I managed to dig out that bit there, but obviously I don't actually have anything to brace it to either. So the 1200mm T-posts go all the way down, and that's made it very steady. That is not going anywhere. I then used the same as what I did on the fence for the footing on that post, one of those U-bolts, and dynamo bolted it to the footing. Put that in place, and then I've just got to do this piece across here, but I've got to navigate through all the tree roots. So that's a job for another day. I'm not too worried about that just yet. After which, I then set up a light on the fence and got to work lining these garden beds here. After lining all these beds, I then went through to filling them with the soil that I brought, 6 cubes of soil. I've got a 50-50 mix of topsoil and a garden mix from the local landscaping supplies. I was out here till 11:30 at night trying to fill just these 3 beds here. So what I did is I'd half fill the bed with the mixes, and then I put some of my own compost in along with sheep pellets and chicken pellets. Filled it more and then topped it up with some Yates live plant food. It's another sort of seaweed, chicken manure, fish, and a few other bits and pieces all pelletized, and put it in there. So putting my own compost in there along with those is giving the worms heaps of food and put life of worms into the soil from my compost to get this bed going, these beds going. I have work this afternoon. It's already 12, so I'm going to try and hustle and see how many beds I can fill in the next few hours. So it didn't take much to fill it, half fill this one. It's only 2 wheelbarrows. Done. Kind of like this size. This is good. It took forever to fill those ones. I basically get to this point. This is about half full. Break it around, mix it up, put some of my compost in, and then I'll put some of the sheep pellets in. My compost adds the worms and worm castings and all the other microbes. It's teeming with life right now into this mix, and then the sheep pellets gives it a food and more stuff to break down and add nutrients to the soil. So we mix it up. And the whole reason I've gone with the 50-50 mix of topsoil and garden mix is mainly because garden mix is expensive. And when you buy 6 cubes of it, it's a better part of $1,000 right there, just like that, almost. Basically, I just use the topsoil as a filler for now, a cheap filler. Then over the next couple of seasons, adding more and more of my own compost, these gardens will be fine. Fail. I should have come from this way the first time. So this is the last bit for this garden, and then we add the organic plant food, which I said was the chicken manure, seaweed, fish, blood and bone, and a couple other bits and pieces, all pelletized. And we'll break down and add all the nutrients to the soil too, making for a very happy garden, hopefully. Now basically that's ready. Eventually I will set up an irrigation system, but for now I'm just going to have to use the hose. I'm going to start hardening off a lot more of my plants I've got at the moment, some tomatoes and a few other ones, and put them out here. Currently in the process of building a gate for this. These beds will settle over time like most garden beds do, especially with this being fresh soil, so I will top it up as I go. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.